You know what I want? The Gotti cinematic universe. I'm just saying it would have been great if somewhere at some point in this film we got a cameo from a younger version of one of the characters from Gotti. Like, maybe a way younger version of the Stacy Keach character from Gotti. Just somehow, in some way, shape, or form, showing up in this new movie, Capone, which is insane. This movie is batshit insanity. So this is the film in which Tom Hardy plays Al Capone, and it's all in the last year of his life when he is dying of syphilis. He's not in prison. He's living in exile in his mansion in Florida, along with his wife, various other family members, staff, gardeners, all sorts of people that he can be insane with. But think of it more like this, like less that Al Capone is living in this mansion of his, and more like he is living in the Overlook Hotel, right down to ghost ballroom dancers popping up, seeing other ghostly figures in the bathroom. You've got haunted kids with balloons walking around and things like that, but not directed by Stanley Kubrick. Imagine it more by way of David Cronenberg, because I gotta get into the portrait of Al Capone that we're seeing in this movie. If you take what you know of the story out of it, if you take out knowing anything about Al Capone, syphilis, or anything like that, and you told somebody that this is a movie about a man who, over the course of the film, is slowly turning into a zombie or some kind of a Hollywood movie monster, you can tell that the director of this film loves Cronenberg, loves body horror, because this movie is Gotti crossed with The Fly, with so much drooling, grunting, a lot of bookending with pants shitting as well. You're half expecting, well, his wife is going to give birth to a larva at the end, and he's clearly going to turn into a fly at the end of this film. And not quite, less like turning into an insect, and more having a drooling carrot hanging down out of his mouth, a diaper full of shit, and a golden machine gun just mowing down just anyone who's really standing it. Maybe Capone watched Scarface that day, and the gold machine gun is just sitting there. I got a diaper full of shit, so I did, video games haven't been invented yet. Let's just mow down the staff. And Tom Hardy, I feel like this is one of those movies where whatever negative thing I'm saying about it is strangely a positive. I've never seen a mobster movie like this. I haven't. I gotta hand it to it for that. With all the fever dreams going on in this film, that is what a lot of this movie felt like. It is like a bigger budget gangster movie version of some historical film you'd see from Joe D'Amato, like a Caligula knockoff, like Caligula, The Untold Story, where the last half hour of that movie was Caligula going around in this surreal atmosphere, lucid dreaming and shit. That's what it felt like watching this movie. And Tom Hardy, 90% of the performance is certainly drooling, random noises, and in the off chance that you can understand what he's saying, it's like William Hickey got drunk and decided to do a one-man show on Al Capone. Like, he smokes so much cigars in it, you're expecting him to just go, "Hey, Grizz, run out there, go get me my stogie," which is very close to this cartoonish gangster performance in this film. This would be like a double bill with, on The Simpsons, the one-man show that Krusty the Clown did, where he played Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Here's the thing about this movie. I'm watching it going, I respect it, because this movie is it's definitely an auteur film. This movie is not just directed by Josh Trank, but written by him as well, and he also edited the film. So I respect it. There is passion behind this. There is a love for wanting to do not just any movie, but this crazy body horror movie about Al Capone, and just letting Tom Hardy have free reign to do whatever crazy ass performance he wants to do on screen. There is a real desire to make a standout gangster movie in this, and I respect that. I respect that there's a labor of love for storytelling and movie making on display here, and a real excitement to have this movie out. It makes me sit there and go, yeah, I want to see what he does next. Here we have this pants shitting Capone movie. Boy, do I want to see whatever movie he's gonna write and direct next. So I do respect him as a filmmaker, and any movie, like, I said it about Gotti too, where I was like, yeah, I mean, I do at least respect that there's some passion behind the screen here. This is a better movie than that, because this movie is it's way more focused than Gotti. The editing is a lot better here than in Gotti, and it doesn't have this wildly out of place soundtrack that Gotti does. So I don't regret seeing this. I'm never going to forget this film. I'm not. This is going to stay with me for the entirety of the year and the rest of my life. If I'm ever, living in exile and shitting my pants and munching on carrots and drooling all over the floor, even in that state, I will still sit there and remember the experience of watching the Capone movie. So my VHS of Caligula: The Untold Story is over at the studio. So instead, I'll give this movie a very enthusiastic The Heritage of Caligula. So, okay, shoot us a subscription here at youtube.com/StoneGremlin Productions. Also follow us on Twitter at The Cinema Snob. Take care, guys.